KonekoKitten was a popular variety Roblox YouTuber whose main claim to fame was commentary. He'd make videos regarding different events and controversies surrounding the Roblox community at large.
That lovely sound you make whenever you kill yourself in game. See, this noise.
He was extremely active on his channel, posting almost every single day and surpassing the 1 million subscriber milestone. Back then, he was the most well-known content creator in his niche. But then he suddenly went on hiatus for about a year. He said he did so because he wanted to focus on his personal life after buying a new house. When he came back, he talked about the weight loss journey he went on and how much he had bettered himself. And he kept up that grind set. He cut his hair, started going out more, started lifting weights, and overall stopped being terminally online. Good for him! People both inside and outside of his community supported him, wishing him luck on his self-improvement journey. But you saw the title of this video, and if he was actually improving himself, we would not be talking about him. KonekoKitten had made a call-out post about a fellow YouTuber named Narpy, complete with a 50-page document with evidence of manipulation and sexual advances. On some occasions, Narpy would even threaten suicide to get what he wanted. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with the censoring. There's just no pleasing advertisers with this topic. A super thanks or a membership would be greatly appreciated. Koneko felt obligated to stay with Narpy due to his poor mental health, and their connection soon turned into something really intimate, with Narpy wanting to send inappropriate pictures of himself. So okay, this person does deserve to be called out, but there's just one tiny little problem. Narpy was a minor, and KonekoKitten was in his 20s. He admitted to being manipulated by a child into a relationship. Granted, Narpy isn't entirely in the right. Koneko's issues with him are valid, but he was the adult in this situation. He could have very easily not given in by blocking him, but he didn't. He ended up trapped in his own web of bullshit that he spun with Narpy, and it doesn't end there, oh no. When Narpy posted his response, he revealed that Koneko left out a lot of information. Not only was it not as one-sided as it was made out to be, but Koneko actually engaged in these explicit conversations. Narpy would ask before sending lewd photos, and Koneko would give consent. Koneko also claimed that he tried to shut down the relationship in October, but Narpy states it continued until December.
He also stated that he shut it all down in October of 2019. However, this is not true. We continued to be sexual until December of that year, 1 month before I would turn 18. Here's a conversation from December of 2019 where we were still lewd with each other.
Soon the pieces started to fall into place. Koneko wasn't just an idiot adult who got pranked by a kid. He was a complicit adult who willingly dated a minor and was now trying to control the narrative. Koneko then posted his own video response talking about the relationship. He does admit that he was wrong in claiming it was all one-sided, but other than that, it's chock full of lies and contradictions. Also, it was a re-upload, where he cut out a crucial bit of information. That information was the fact that he had a different relationship with a different minor at age 20. This time, it was a 16-year-old named Naku. He tried to claim in the cut footage that it was purely platonic, but it's hard to trust him knowing that he lied earlier. After all that was said and done, Koneko posted one last community post where he said he was leaving the community and admitted to downplaying the Narpy situation. No shit. And with that, Koneko has never been heard from again. This whole controversy was a complete mess. Unlike most stories, there's really no black and white victim and perpetrator. Narpy should not have been manipulating people, and Koneko should not have been talking to minors. Bottom line, just don't be fucking stupid. It can't be that hard, guys.
Yeah! It's sand! It's fucking sand!
Euphoros was a well-known and high-ranking admin of a large Roblox roleplay server named Tsunami Sushi, a Japanese restaurant where players can roleplay as either customers, cooks, or other employees. It's a nice, cozy environment where you could sit down, chat with others, and even order some in-game food like noodles or mochi. But if you're not there to consume, there's the option to be a wage slave, and you can rise up the ranks to become an executive chef, general manager, corporate assistant, or even CEO, just like in real life. How exciting is that? It was founded back in July 2014, and is still active to this day with thousands of players. Euphoros wasn't just a regular admin, he had the coveted president title, which is an extremely high rank that only 2 players at once can have. Owner and co-owner are the only ones above it. His job was to manage the roleplay groups' high-ranking members, as well as uphold those beneath him to a certain standard. Unfortunately, Euphoros couldn't do the same for himself. A Roblox YouTuber named GreenLegoCats123 posted a video in April of 2017 with concerning news about him. In the video, he states that he was informed of extremely weird actions by Tsunami Sushi HR members. Yes, this restaurant even has an HR team. They really went all out. LegoCats was first sent a screenshot of Euphoros and 3 other female players doing ERP. He claimed to not know if these girls were active players on Tsunami Sushi, but was told that Euphoros lured them and other players into inappropriate games. He was then shown very inappropriate messages that Euphoros allegedly sent to fellow employees. Apparently, he was really into online dating, and had made many advances towards other manager members, many of which being 13 years old. According to another former player, Euphoros constantly begged people to ERP with him, and would always talk inappropriately in VC, but this was nothing compared to the next claim. Not only did he describe the size of his cucumber to a minor, but also sent a picture of him in his boxers while hard. He also pleasured himself to her voice in VC, and asked the girl to send him a photo of her in a bra. Now, while this was happening, Euphoros was said to be around 16 years old, but some of the players he went after were as young as 8. Were the things he did illegal? By technicality, no. Were they morally reprehensible? Yes, absolutely. Following these revelations, Euphoros had his president rank stripped away before his account was fully terminated in September of that year. Damn, this restaurant drama gives the bear a run for its money. Sol was, and probably still is, a relatively well-known player who resided in the very popular Roblox group server, The Hood. You play in a very rundown slum city where you can kill people, join gangs, and participate in gang wars. Nowadays, The Hood is nowhere near as popular as it was back in the early 2020s, going from 60k players to a measly few thousand. There's probably countless explanations for this downfall, but only one is relevant to this video: the aforementioned Sol. He, while being anywhere from 19 to 22 years old, was doing very gross things with minors on Discord and real life, supposedly. This starts back on the 8th of November 2024, when a YouTuber by the name of LandonV2 posted a video regarding Sol. Now, I'm just gonna say this as full disclosure, you might want to take everything here with a pinch of salt, cause it gets complicated. Landon comes off as very clout chasey in this video, even going so far as to confront Sol and an alleged victim head on with other people in the game. But at the very least, he does show screenshots that prove this is somewhat legit. His next video would be posted on December 7th, and was a bit more professional. He talks about a victim turned accomplice named Gwen, and due to YouTube's glorious AI moderation, Landon had to censor her age, but it's commonly accepted that she was about 14. She began dating Sol when he was turning 20, and her parents, according to Gwen herself, were apparently a-okay with this. They even let their daughter meet him IRL. After Gwen, Sol began dating a girl that was half his age, meaning she would have been 11 at the oldest. Landon's friend got in contact with the girl's dad, who said he deleted his daughter's social media pages for her safety. The last thing he shows off is Sol asking someone to send their baby take pictures so he could... We're reaching Ian Watkins level degeneracy. In a third video posted by Landon, which is the most viewed of them all, he claims that Soul was still active as of February 2025, and somehow the allegations get even darker, cause now Soul, along with another predator named Vevzi, was allegedly telling these kids to harm themselves, and that if they didn't, he would dox them. The rest of the video talks about how Soul is into incest with his own family, and that he allegedly committed an act against a younger relative. The Iron Maiden is too kind for this guy. However, there's something I've neglected to mention. Landon V2 was outed for exposing himself in a Discord VC with minors in it. Even the predator hunters can be predators. This is a dog-eat-dog community if I've ever seen one. Thankfully, the next YouTuber here, Snunt, seems more credible. His video corroborates many of the claims, and is completely unmonetized. Also, he has interviews with some of the victims that are locked behind a paywall on his Patreon, plus he promoted servers that were banned for child exploitation. God damn it! It's likely that this Soul guy is still very active on the hood, and a key reason as to why the server crashed and burned. It's gonna take someone who actually knows what they're doing to properly deal with him. Andrew J. Wicker, aka Juker, aka My Bucket, was a Roblox game developer who got popular thanks to his shitpost games, with his most well-known one being... oh my god, Grab the Child, Many Child to Collect, which comes with a trailer and a song about the many child to collect.
Buy a capsule and see what's inside. It's a lonely child, hey what a surprise. Put him in a box or bind some friends. With so many children, the fun never ends. Grab the child, many child to collect. Grab the child, many child to collect. It's an awesome game by yours truly. I don't get Unreal Child cruelty.
You sure? Along with Grab the Child, he created other joke games like Baldi Eats His Cereal and Steamed Hams. He was respected enough to build other games with other creators, which helped grow his community. On the surface, he seemed like an awkward guy with a unique sense of crude humor. But little did anyone know, a genuine monster was developing these games. Andrew was first terminated from his main Roblox account back in May 2019, but it actually wasn't for anything that sinister. Turns out he was creating alt accounts and posting edgy content to see what he could get away with. He'd make a response acknowledging that he deserved the ban, and announced that he was quitting Roblox for the time being. The following year, he revealed that he had made a new Roblox account and had been active on it for several months. He continued developing games as he always did, until one fateful day on January 12th, 2022, a YouTuber named Jax posted a video titled The Andrew Files Part 1. In the video, it's revealed that one of Andrew's alt accounts named Lunar Cheesecake was saying and showing some very deplorable shit to a minor. He had DM'd a 14-year-old named Quasi, calling them cute unprompted, then sending them NSFW pics of his persona, all before knowing their age. After learning how old they were, he continued sending explicit material as well as nude images of himself. But this is where it gets really bad. Andrew Wicker starts encouraging Quasi to molest their own sibling, and they end up going through with it. He then states that he wouldn't get caught doing this because he believes assault victims stay silent. Then, to top it all off, he openly admits to Quasi that he would like to be in a relationship with an 8-year-old. Throw this guy into the deepest pits of hell. In the chat, Andrew revealed his face to them, and to no one's surprise, he looks like a freak. This was then connected to a private account he advertised named Spurker, which had his face as the profile picture. There were other details that gave away Cheesecake's identity, such as him knowing a lot about Roblox game development, but the profile picture was the most damning of them all. Once this video was posted, it shook the community, and Jax would follow it up with part 1.5. alive. He starts off by saying that Andrew's little sister is safe, and that there was an active police investigation going on. After a couple more updates and disclaimers saying that he can't reveal too much about the investigation, Jax reveals that another victim reached out to him with more evidence. In these screenshots, Andrew says that a child's, not a person's, but a child's first sexual encounter should not be consensual. He also encouraged the grooming of another minor and said out loud that he was a predator. Throw this guy to a pack of hyenas. 6 months later, Jax would make the Andrew Files Part 2, wherein he'd actually interview the degenerate himself. He'd admit to Jax that not only was he arrested for his crimes, but was also placed on the sex offender registry and will stay there for 10 years. He was also placed on house arrest back in December 2020 and has been given government-mandated therapy. That is, if we could take his word for it. Jax states that Andrew tried to weaponize past trauma he had gone through for pity, which he didn't fall for one bit. Andrew has since disappeared from the internet, with his Roblox accounts terminated and his Twitter accounts not being updated in years. Kelvis Garmanian, better known as Kelogish, was a German kids YouTuber who peaked at over 500,000 subscribers. He got off to a rather slow start, until he gained traction thanks to a few trolling videos, wherein he'd smurf the game Bubblegum Simulator. Smurfing is the act of pretending to be brand new to a game, only to shock people with how experienced you really are. Not only was Kelogish well known in the Roblox YouTube community, but he was also respected enough to be implemented in the Roblox Video Star program, where he was able to benefit and collaborate with Roblox directly, helping promote upcoming events and features in exchange for rewards. These could range from early access to games and servers, being promoted by Roblox itself on official accounts, getting to upload his own accessories and content onto the marketplace, or even a monthly Robux bonus. Outside of Roblox, he was also known for his Friday Night Funkin' videos, a game that I'm definitely gonna have to cover at some point. He soon got into the habit of playing FNF mods featuring Roblox, or Roblox games featuring FNF. Kelogish was doing pretty well for himself, all things considered. He was respected, popular, and officially endorsed by one of the biggest games in the world. But of course, a meteoric rise usually comes with a meteoric fall. And oh boy did he crash and burn. Kelogish's behavior would be revealed via screenshots in August 2021. It would be covered by multiple sources and community members, with Roblox RTC being the most popular. In these screenshots, Kelogish is seen talking very inappropriately to a minor in Discord DMs, all while having his graduation photo as his profile pic. Flawless OPSEC right here. But it doesn't end there, cause he also admits he's in a relationship with a different minor, claiming that she is very mature for her age. After being caught in 4K and having tons of videos call him out on this, more screenshots spread of him in panic mode, explicitly admitting that nothing was fake and that he was not innocent. Soon he was removed from the Video Star program and had his Roblox, YouTube, and Discord account terminated. Before he was banned from Discord, Kelogish would be interviewed by fellow Roblox YouTuber Natty Forsyth. This video, along with Natty's account, was later taken down due to his own allegations. Is there anybody trustworthy in this community? Kelogish does not do a good job defending himself. He states the reason he initiated the relationship was because the girl had thoughts of ending it all. He also claims it was a one-off mistake, which is a flat-out lie. He literally admitted to doing this before. When confronted about the second victim, he just gives in and admits full guilt. He tries to argue that Discord age gaps don't hit as hard as real life, but even he knows his fate is sealed by this point. With all of his accounts being wiped clean off the internet, it seemed like it was a given that he'd never come back. Well... Koofy was a very popular Roblox YouTuber who popped out of seemingly nowhere. He created his channel back in November 2021, which was just about 2 months after Kelogish's channel was terminated. You could tell just by looking at his thumbnails that his content was of really high quality, and these videos were pumped out at a very frequent pace too. This was very impressive for a newcomer. It's almost like he's done this before. Koofy never showed his face, instead relying on a carefully crafted and marketable persona. He also exclusively used text-to-speech instead of his real voice.
One morning I woke up and wanted to look for a fun game to play on Roblox, which we all know is an endangered species by itself, when suddenly I came across this game. And let's just say I was not prepared for it at all.
This mysterious identity made him stand out, and in just 3 short years, he would reach 2 million subscribers. But as I said with Kelogish, meteoric rises almost inevitably have meteoric falls. Enough beating around the bush. Koofy was Kelogish. That was why he never used his voice or face cam. This was all exposed by a former collaborator of his named KonekoKitten. Who had very similar humor and quality to his own videos. The video itself is rather jokey in nature until the very end, but the story goes that after becoming friends with Koofy, KonekoKitten got curious as to where he came from. He had no known traceable social media, and the only 2 clues to his identity were on Discord, where he said he was a 23-year-old from Germany. Koofy then suddenly disappeared for a long time without warning, so in his absence, KonekoKitten began collaborating with a guy named Olix. Olix really liked KonekoKitten's work, and in a Discord call, he mentioned him to another user he was friends with. To protect his identity, this friend is only known as Mr. Crimson. Mr. Crimson noticed Koofy and KonekoKitten's thumbnails while his channel was being screen shared, so he told Olix that Koofy was Kelogish. Then Olix shared this information with KonekoKitten. KonekoKitten didn't believe it at first, so he went digging and found something very interesting in Koofy's YouTube analytics. The words Kelogish, and any term related to grooming are all blocked. Olix, meanwhile, contacted a guy only known as Mr. Aqua, who Mr. Crimson said had more information. Mr. Aqua told them that Kelogish was devastated about his termination and fell into a major depression. On some days, he even considered taking his own life. But then he created Koofy as a way to pull him out of this darkness. Mr. Aqua gave a warning to KonekoKitten and Olix that if they exposed the truth, it put Kelogish back in that dark place. KonekoKitten was stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, he wanted to do what was right and hold Kelvis accountable, but on the other hand, he was afraid of him doing something awful if the truth was revealed. He did not want blood on his hands, even if the person he wanted to expose did some very gross things. That is not an easy dilemma, and most people would just jump in and expose for the clicks, even when mental health is considered at risk. Instead, KonekoKitten went to talk to Koofy first, saying that things were starting to add up, and he no longer wanted to associate with him. Koofy still wanted to remain in contact with him, but it was no use. He was cut off, and they went their separate ways. Ultimately though, KonekoKitten's guilt of keeping his identity a secret began to outweigh any fear of what might happen to Kelvis, so he made the video. And afterwards, Koofy completely vanished from the internet, never to be seen or heard from ever again. Next time he should come back with a glasses and nose disguise. PGHLFilms is a kid-friendly variety Roblox YouTuber with over 3 million subs. He was able to gain this many viewers thanks to his usage of popular IPs, such as Baldi's Basics, Piggy, and Sprunky? I'm getting too old, man. What the hell are these things? He was well liked among his peers and fans, and as a way to interact with them, he created a private Discord server with one ultimate rule: do not screenshot. That's not suspicious. Unsurprisingly, telling people not to screenshot only made them more inclined to screenshot, especially since what PGHL was doing could not be brushed aside. Under the profile style Lego boy, he was regularly sharing animal gore to his young audience. They repeatedly asked him to stop, but he just ignored them, clearly having a sick infatuation with watching animals suffer, and it wasn't kept to the Discord server. He also shared his depravities in Roblox chat. Oh, and just for good measure, he made inappropriate comments towards minors. He tried to feign ignorance when the allegations first came to light, and then attempted to outright deny them by saying it was an impersonator. He also made threats of legal action, but does this look like a guy who could defend himself in court? Unfortunately, despite these abhorrent things being exposed, PGHLFilms is still making videos. Again, his core fanbase is kids, so either they don't know about the terrible things he's into, or don't care and just want to watch their favorite creator. Though looking at his channel, it's so nonsensical that it wouldn't surprise me if it was running on AI. A female predator? They're making grooming woke now? Ribs was an animation YouTuber who primarily focused on Roblox related skits. Her first was about Tower Defense Simulator, and later began revolving around various experiences and player archetypes. Noobs, toxicity, events, role-playing, you name it. While the animations were very amateur, they were relatable to many players, and led to Ribs gaining over 600,000 subscribers. On the surface, nothing seemed off at all with Ribs. She was just an artist who had a passion for a game, but that changed when she suddenly disappeared from the internet. After posting the 11th installment to her Toxic Players series, there was zero activity from her anywhere. After a year of being gone, she would return, but she was not the same person as before. Ribs made a very manic and concerning post on her community tab about her struggles in life, such as lack of support from loved ones, how she didn't finish high school, how she barely goes outside, and a lack of recognition when it came to her talent. The rant had a very bitter and unsettling tone throughout, and anyone who read it could tell something was off. Her fans expressed hope that she would get better, but then she started wishing death upon them. Ribs was never like this before. It was like someone had flipped a switch on her. This fit of rage would conclude with Ribs deleting her channel, throwing her years of work down the drain. But chances are she did this for a different reason. On the interesting day of September 11th, 2023, Twitter and YouTube user Hawksdocs posted a Google Doc alleging that the 18 to 19-year-old Ribs was in a relationship with a 15-year-old boy. While the document is lost media, and Hawks is no longer on YouTube, damn it Hector, a couple of snippets have been archived thanks to the Dark Creeper. Ribs sent the boy disgusting messages about what she wanted him to do to her, as well as several explicit photos. When the victim told her this was not okay, she doubled down and blamed him for getting himself groomed. Ribs does apologize, but by her own admission, she only did so to avoid the consequences. There was allegedly another victim, but there's no real solid evidence for that one. Again, there was nothing that foreshadowed her going silent for a year, then coming back just to torpedo her reputation. What happened during that absence? Was she always like this and just good at hiding it? We may never know. MisterObvious was a very popular and highly respected Roblox animator from way back in the day. I'm talking 2007. Way to Unkmax, my guy. He got his start creating animations, and became so good at it that he won back-to-back Bloxy Awards, which is basically the Roblox equivalent of the Oscars. The culture and community of Roblox was vastly different to the mainstream giant it is now, so MisterObvious devoting time to creating animations for the game was seen as something truly special. However, in June of 2017, his acclaimed reputation was tarnished by his own actions. Ruben Sim, one of the most popular Roblox predator catchers, was told that MisterObvious was harassing a 15-year-old girl, even going so far as to send 2 videos of him pleasuring himself. During all of this, MisterObvious was 22 years old, but this girl was not the only victim. Several more came out correctly corroborating the story that MisterObvious was a sex pest. He'd hang around in a Discord server frequented by minors and make unwanted advances towards them any chance he got. Ruben Sim then tried confronting MisterObvious himself, where of course he denied everything despite all the evidence, and tried to claim that he was a girl? What? Ruben compiled all of his findings and shared them in a video, which would mark the final nail in the coffin for MisterObvious's reputation. In response to all of this, MisterObvious tried to disguise himself as his own parents and threaten legal action against Ruben. This man was 22. Of course, nothing came of this fake threat, and MisterObvious's Roblox account has long since been banned, with absolutely no trace of him ever being found on the internet again. His only legacy he left behind is him being just another Roblox degenerate. Notive was once a highly respected Roblox animation channel, who had close to 200,000 subscribers at his peak. His main niche was creating game trailers for really popular Roblox games, including his own titled Slap Battles. He would also get commissioned to make other Roblox animations for other popular peers. Like Kelogish, he was respected enough to where he was entered into the Roblox Video Star program, but that wasn't the only thing the two had in common though. Back in 2022, Notive was exposed by a user named Clichebo for having an NSFW Twitter alt being used for nefarious purposes. He made the account when he was 17, and using the alias Zavosi, Notive created inappropriate content of other people's avatars, which included those of minors. The youngest one was alleged to be 14 years old. Notive would make a Notes app apology, which has long since been deleted, using the "I was struggling and in a bad place" excuse, along with citing porn addiction as a factor. He still remained in the good graces of people, likely because he himself was a minor too. However, the second incident was what really ruined his career. A Twitter user going by Spring Onion posted a Google Doc regarding Notive, his manipulative behavior, and alleged grooming. The three victims are color-coded as blue, pink, and peach, but blue here is the main focus, as they were the only one that was underage. Under the Discord name Brody, Notive showed Blue 18+ content and even pressured them to draw art of that nature. He then made an NSFW animation of him and Blue together on a picnic. At the time, Blue was 16, while Notive was 18. Not the best, but not the worst. Notive then made a response to the document and tried to debunk everything in it to no avail. The community did not handwave his actions like last time, but he still remained on the STAR program for months, before he had it quietly removed from his profile. Now all of his content has been deleted except for archives, and I think it's best that he stays away from the internet. It clearly had a negative impact on him. Potemer is a very popular Roblox animation channel, having nearly 4 million subscribers at the time of writing, and as much as I'd hate to admit it, he's pretty damn good at animating. He mostly used these shorts to either advertise other games he liked, or make skits with popular memes and audio clips. Given that Roblox and YouTube Shorts are the two biggest money printers on this site, it was only a matter of time before he surpassed 1 billion views. It's safe to say that Potemer had a really good reputation in the community, but he just had to throw it down the gutter. It all started back in July of 2022, when Potemer booked a flight from his home state of Texas all the way over to Florida. Why was he doing this? To meet a girl, of course. A girl which he himself admitted was only 12 years old. Potemer, meanwhile, was 16. And while Texas and Florida both have Romeo and Juliet laws, they only apply if both parties are at least 14. And they did in fact have an explicit encounter together, so Potemer committed a crime. The victim also said that Potemer was very manipulative, which caused the relationship to fall apart. Potemer himself admitted this, along with him feeling paranoid over guys she would talk to. Potemer tried claiming it was fake in a community post, however he indirectly confirmed it at the same time. This information came out 2 years later in July 2024, all thanks to Harlow. Yeah, he's his own can of worms. Sadly, despite what he did, Potemer is still creating animations to this day, and his sub count has only gone up. There really is nothing you can't get away with on YouTube Kids. Juke, aka Juker, was a popular furry Roblox Twitch streamer. I feel like I've tripled the global unemployment rate just by saying that. His follower count, combined across YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, totaled to about 18,000, so he's more on the niche side. There really isn't much known about him prior to getting outed, other than that he was into FPS games. And Jax is back with another expose. The Juke Files Part 1 was posted in early 2022, and featured screenshots of Juke talking to someone he acknowledges is 16. Keep in mind, he's over 20 years old. He attempts to justify their relationship by saying that once she's 18, he'll be 23 or 24. Then he sent this drawing of his persona. After showing the evidence, Jax, just like he did with Andrew, conducts a small interview with Juke about his actions. And much like Andrew, Juke deflects, plays the victim, and begs for Jax to not let his skeletons out of the closet. Jax gives Juke the ultimatum to come clean, apologize, and delete his online presence. Juke says he can't because it's his life's work. If he really valued it, he wouldn't have done what he did. He tries to compromise with Jax to keep this situation private, even deleting 2 of his accounts out of desperation, but he does not budge. 11 days later, Jax posted part 2 of the Juke Files, and this is where things get a lot darker. The same victim from last video comes out with the entire chat log, which showed that not even 12 hours after meeting this 16-year-old for the first time, Juke, a 22-year-old man, began ERPing, then later sending pictures of himself, and even a video where he pulled a dark side fill. And in that video, the glasses that he frequently wore on stream could be seen on his desk, just to confirm once and for all that it was him. Things would only get worse when Juke started implying that he was going to meet with her IRL. He convinces the victim to lie about his age so they could meet without her mother, who also uses Discord? How old is she? Unfortunately, he'd succeed, and would drive 10 hours across state lines to meet up with the victim and take advantage of her. He had officially broken the law. Once again, Jax confronts Juke about the meeting, and Juke continues to deflect and throw a pity party. He then tries to blackmail Jax with legal action and threatens to call the cops. No, I'm not kidding. The police would get involved, but they did not go after Jax. Juke, real name Jonathan Mitchell, was arrested on March 1st, 2022. He'd be charged with enticement of a child to meet for sexual purposes and be sentenced to 5 years in prison. And that's all I'm willing to stomach. I can't explain every Roblox predator because I don't have infinite time on my hands. Fuck David Bazooka for enabling this. Have a good day.